And good evening, everybody. This is David / Asher. And of course, joining me is MPX.
Hello.
And we're going to try and beat Metroid Prime this evening. I mean, we basically just kind of we got Ridley. And so basically we're going to go from there. We are probably not going to be getting the best ending. Because, yes, I double checked, they did not make any changes for this game. There are 3 endings, and they're all based off of percentile. One ending is if you get less than 50%. Technically, supposedly, subjectively the worst ending. Then there's the general ending, where it's just like 50 to 99%. And then there's the best ending at 100%. We're probably going to get the second best ending. Because I'm not going to be grabbing... We're missing like 4 missile expansions. We apparently have all of the power bomb expansions.
Talon Overworld.
Do. And technically, we know where one of those missile expansions is. It's a half pipe. I don't want to deal with it. And I did double check some of my things for fighting Ridley. It's just... Some of them are like, I did do that? Alright. Come on, you big beluga. But one thing I did double check is that, yes, I can actually use something other than the power beam and super missiles. They're just one of those, it's recommended if you don't want to... Yeah, we can hit his chest with the plasma beam. Ah. There he is. Okay. Still got hit that time. Hey, look, we're already half health down. Okay. Okay, we should be now getting... Okay. Ah, no. Ow. Stop that. Really? Fuck you, Ridley. Double jump. Why is... Ouch. There we go. Good job, Ridley. Now get chozoed.
You don't see a body, doesn't count.
Damn it, Ridley. Survived again. That took us 15 minutes. Also, no, we cannot go back. Literally, Ridley is the point of no return. And this is generally where Kraid would be.
Well, if they'd made a Kraid.
They had concept art for Kraid.
Yes, but there is no crate. Here.
I'm going to... Should I? Fuck it, yes, whatever. There is a new game plus that allows you to keep all your scans. None of the items, but all your scans. Here's Hyler. 86 or greater than Phazon. Unshielded bioforms. P will suffer. So, yes, we will take damage here. Because this is different Phazon. Fuck you! But yeah. Oh my god. Meh. Here. Yeah, these are teeth! Oh my god. Where? The... No. Off. I think this is a missile. Yes, this is the other missile station I thought of when we encountered the first one, because I knew there was one here. And the reason why I'm being very annoyed with the Metroids is the fact that quite literally... Okay, join the crew. Yes, power bombs are actively kind of useless.
Not much use outside of puzzle solving.
Puzzle solving, and literally there's no point at the final boss that you use them, to be honest. And this is why it's like, okay, we'll save. I figured this was going to be a short stream, potentially. Because that's the final boss. And the final boss does have 2 scans, but meet the epimonious, title-bearing Metroid Prime. He got a face! He doesn't have the nucleo berries. Also, look at all these eggs! So, as some astute people may have noticed, his color is yellow. Her color is yellow. Metroid Prime, highly evolved, phazon-producing life form. As a part of the story that we've kind of been to the side, because I like people, like, if you want to play this game, go out and play it. Is that what happened with Talon 4 is that a meteor of unknown origin hit Talon 4 and then started Phazon, this blue, highly amorphous, highly radioactive, highly dangerous all-round mutagen, started leaking out of it. The Chozo on Talon 4 were like, oh shit. They contained it, but apparently it sounds like Talon 4 was one of the places that Metroids were probably being researched or something, brought over here from space pirates. And it got infected. But somehow it got through the barrier that the Chozo erected. The aberration known as Metroid Prime is the source of Phazon, making it immensely powerful. Genetic flaw makes it stuck to certain weapons for brief periods. Only its head is truly vulnerable. Other attacks are nuisances. Offensively, Metroid Prime has a number of natural and mechanical weapons at disposal. These include Ultra-Frigid Breath, Multi-Missiles, Lilitano, Snare Beams, Particle Wave Projectors. Its massive strength, Barbed Carapace make it lethal in melee combat. Maximum firepower when engaging this enemy. Ow. I kind of want to save all my missiles, because, like, well, yes, I could easily do the Electro Beam. There's 3 stages to this fight. And I was fully expecting that. Thankfully, the ice one is, since it's fairly powerful, it's pretty short phase. But the third one is, we get to do all 3 phases. Oh god. Ouch. That's how you're supposed to do that. Okay. And we have beat up first phase. Okay. I'm going to take a quick drink and show off the map. Get my scan visor ready. Because this is the second phase of the fight.
Where it becomes more Metroid-ish.
It becomes very similar to kind of. So, Metroid Prime. The core essence of Metroid Prime. Scan indicates the phazon energy from the Metroid Prime is invulnerable to all conventional weapons. Only attacks from a phazon-fused arm cannon will damage it. Excuse me. It generates pool of phazon when it attacks. Use these to fuel your suit's phazon weapon system. The entity can spawn Metroids to assist in battle, rendering itself invisible when it does so. If I recall correctly, it tends to swap. Come on. Those are the pools that we need. Okay. But yeah, welcome to the boss fight that's
Visor switching.
basically switching visors. And charge beam is... Ow. Ah, come on, you big beluga. I think... And yes, that's what the hyper mode in this version looks like. Come on, where are you? Uh. 50 health. Come on, boy. It's so much easier! Now, I thought I jumped up. Come on. Poke, poke, poke. Stop! We're done with your shockwaves. Yeah! Come on. Summon the puddle. Where is he? Oh, hello. One more puddle, man. Come on. Boop. And we have beaten the Metroidos of Primes. That looks more vaguely Metroidy than what he did before. No, don't! Samus has seen this before, and she does not like it. Oh man, he stole our Phazon suit. Sadly, to my knowledge, Prime does not have an escape sequence. Oh, it does. I may have forgotten things.
Exactly how this felt.
Well, I tend to stop at Ridley because fuck Ridley. Oh,
And because that is the stopping point for
that is literally the point.
exploration.
Yeah.
The Chozo's faith in Samus has been well reported, and now a new star shines in the universe.
Ridley.
The bounty hunter, Samus Aran. What future and fate await her?
So they did slightly change up her face in this. This is not the same face that they used from the GameCube, because it was actually based off of a real actor. So the one that they used for this one is slightly mixing that one and her more traditional, like, anime-esque face. If we had 100%ed the game, the after credits scene would have been what we found out because of Metroid Prime 2 and things of that nature, which is we see the hand pop out, like literally the gauntlet of the Phazon suit, and then an eyeball instead of on the light, the little light thingy there. But that's been Metroid Prime. Would I recommend this game? Yes, I would actually recommend this game. Which version would I recommend? This one, the remastered. The reason why is it has a lot of stuff that makes it much more approachable and easy to access. Because obviously you have the various control schemes like the original GameCube one, the Wii version, if you liked that one. I know it's super easy to get into. And then, of course, the updated version, which is much more... I'd probably put it, say that basically it is definitely like, oh, hey, we now have kind of a general control scheme for FPS on video games. Let's take that and adjust it to how we did on Metroid Prime. Because here's the annoying part that the GameCube version did, is that GameCube had semi-tank controls. So left and right did turning, up and down on the left joystick was forward and backwards. That's why I said it was like semi-tank controls. Because like obviously you could lock on and then you'd circle strafe, aka the best strat in all FPS. Circle strafe. However, you had no free aim. Reason why is that on the GameCube version, the D-pad was used for the visors. Same here. However, the C-stick was actually used to select the beam combos. In order to free aim, you had to lock on, aka hold the lock on button, and then you could use the movement stick to aim. And admittedly, that was kind of a jank way of doing things, but A, this was Nintendo, and B, this was Retro Studios, who I don't think they had worked on an FPS before. I think they were quite literally created or brought up to do Metroid, because there are probably video articles about Retro Studios. However, when they brought Metroid Prime over to the Wii, some of the animations were lost. Some of the design things, like the fact that the bullets no longer acted as light sources, were removed because, well, it kind of broke on the Wii. Even though the Wii was basically a GameCube. But Other factors, like the factor was that now they had basically a like almost keyboard and mouse esque setup with the Wiimote and nunchuck. So you had free aim with the Wiimote, where in order to where you basically pause, like you held down, I think the ZX or ZL button on the nunchuck, and then it would bring up your visors. And then if you held B on the Wiimote, it would bring up the beam selection. Other than that, it made some bosses, like Flagra, super easy because the factor that you could literally shoot the mirrors while also shooting him. And this obviously but that's only available in the Trilogy Collection. With this one, they've added, they made it so that, like, as some people were seeing, probably through the tutorials, I, like, would press, like, Y and then use the D-pad. No, not Y, X. I'd press and hold X and then use the D-pad to select the weapon combo. If I wasn't doing that, it would be visors. Obviously, the various, I think they changed some of the weapons, like the Ice Spreader, no, that's the same. The Electro one, that one's the same. The Flamethrower, I think, got changed because the way that they made it was that basically it would act more like napalm, and it sticky, like it would stick to surfaces. Whereas in the Wii version, the Flamethrower was like as what we get in this game, just kind of like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. By beating the game once, which this is my first time beating Remastered, I have beat the GameCube version. I have not beat the Wii version, but that's because, like, quite literally, it's like, I got up to, obviously, Ridley, and it's like, ugh. But, one thing about the Wii versions was that they added ways of, like, unlocking concept art and various other factors. That some of it was kind of reliant on the Wii's social thing. Yay! Hard difficulty unlocked! Other factors... was the factor that and this was I believe, on the GameCube and the Wii on the GameCube version, by beating the game once and unlocking hard mode, there were things. I'm not gonna start a new one and show it off. It's more like, oh hey, look. Hard mode. So we can click on this one, but because I think when I select it, I can redo it and it keeps like all the items go away, so I have to start over again. But let's take a look at the extras. To mention before, GameCube and Wii had one major thing, which is the factor that you could unlock special suits, which was the Fusion suit, because there was this whole thing of like Metroid Prime and Metroid Fusion, the Return of Metroid series, where if you had the GameCube link cable on the GameCube version, if you linked up a completed save of Metroid Fusion to Metroid Prime, I think it would unlock the Fusion Suit. But if you beat the game on hard mode, it unlocked the ability to play the original NES Metroid in the game. The way that it worked on Wii was if you had gotten a certain amount of tokens from the friend stuff, you could unlock the Fusion Suit or the NES version of the game without having to do any of that. To everybody's knowledge, the Fusion Suit and the NES game are technically still in the code. But, based off of some identifiers, there is no identifiers that allow you to unlock them or use them. So essentially, technically we do kind of have a GameCube version of the Fusion Suit, which, to be honest, I mean, the concept behind the Fusion Suit, okay, cool, great. I think it just looks ugly as shit. And yes, the Fusion Suit did actually change color depending on what version of the suit you were in. Because if you were just in your power suit, it was the standard Fusion Suit. If you were in the Varia suit, you were in the Varia version, which looks god-awful. If you were in the Gravity suit, you were in the Gravity Fusion, which looked slightly better. And if you were in the Phazon suit, you were in the completed Fusion suit, which was much more standard Samus colors. So, biology! So, the differences on these ones is, this is the GameCube version! So these are concept art and art stuff that we've seen from the original Metroid Prime. Like, here's the original power suit. Here's the Varia suit. Here's the design document for the arm cannon, including on like how they were gonna handle the missiles. I like it. It's really cool looking. And then other things like the fact that like, oh hey, look, there's the grapple beam. Stuff that we might never see, like the fact that like, hey, she fires a missile, but the exhaust goes out, well, her jump jets, which are actually part of her double jump ability. And our good boy, the Metroid, and his Raspberry Nuclei. There's the Parasite Queen, the Puffers, the Stone Toads, the Magmoors, the Magma Spawn, various versions of, I think that was the Triclops Beetles, Chozos, including, like, the Ghost Chozos. Part of me wants to go like, okay, foie gras, the bees, the beetles, these boys, standard like Metroid enemies like the Gamers, the Zoomers, the Screes, and different pirates. So, like, I'm pretty sure these are technically turned into the elites, because the big arm, like the huge cannon on the shoulder, the Hunter Metroid, which is only unique to this game, it's never appeared ever again. Once again, more standard enemies, the drones, more space pirates, including the one which, honestly, looking at it, it looks like a pirate strapped a Metroid to his back and decides, like, I'm gonna fly! And then change to an actual rocket. So we're back. But the other part is that we get the remastered versions of stuff. Like, here's the new ship. Here's the updated stuff for the Parasite Queen, which, trust me, they did a lot of work on this, and it shows. Because it's like, Parasite Queen was mostly just greenish brown. She didn't have those little red highlights on the spines, or the fact that the tail didn't have red. It's just that. More detail on the wasps, more details on the zoomers, gamers, and whatever those things were. This guy, Stone Toad, which made him a lot more like, oh, he's just a boy. More detail on the various like bosses, like this one, the very first one that allows us to get the missiles. Chozo ghosts, which are... It's interesting to see some of these things, like, they added much more, like, plant-like aspects to Foie Gras to make it much more fly-trap-ish than it originally was. And then, like, the magma spawn, like, having crusted on magma. Them recreating this, like... I'm now looking at this picture and going like, man... What did they do to you, poor to Ghidorah? And it's like, oh wait, these are Magmars. And Thordis, it's like Thordis. They actually did more with Thordis this time because, like, now we actually get to see, like, how the Phazon actually infected him. And a Scree, an Ice Scree. These, I don't know how these guys actually operate, because technically they're supposed to be one biological thing, but technically two. And then the various other smaller stuff, like the Reaper Vines, Triclops, the Hunter Metroid returns, updates to the pirates, which... These things are now called non-Zabesian pirates because Zabesian pirates have the giant huge claws with guns in their hands. That is definitely a elite pirate. The various versions of the beam pirates. The Phazon elite, the Omega elite pirate. Some of these things do not get unlocked until, like, obviously beating the game. And then actual, like, design documents on, like, how to build the world and things of that nature. I think this is technically a design for the Orpheon? Orpheon, Orpheon, Orpheon. Talon. Foie Gras, which... Ooh. They definitely put a lot of effort into just expanding upon what was there. And giving it a lot of atmosphere, which I do love. Especially that room, which you only see, like, maybe once or twice in a run. That... Character gallery, which I think... Ah, yes! We now get to see, like, actual, like, 3D models of the things. Sad to say, this base stops us from looking underneath it, which is kind of annoying. But now we can actually, like, take a look at stuff like the power suit, which you only really don't use it a lot. Obviously, the Various suit. These things unlock when, obviously, you pick them up, like the Gravity suit. Wait. Okay, yeah. Gravity suit's using a Wave Beam. Phazon suit is using the Plasma Beam. Then who gets the Ice Beam? Morph Ball, which pretty good. I don't think I ever picked up the unique lore. Obviously, Spider Ball, Auto Turret. Yeah, enemies. These things. The fact that if you point it towards yourself. Injured Space Pirates. These are the guys from the Orpheon, including Gary. The various parasites. Parasite Queen. The Beaters. War Wasp, which I think we only saw once. The Incinerator Drone. Hive Mecha. Which, you don't even see that lower part. That is... You only see, like, up to the platform. The rest of that's underwater. Plated Beetle. Foie Gras. Gamer. Shozo Ghost. Which, I hate dealing with them. Shegoths. Thordis. Mega Turret. Which is the same thing. Space Pirate. The one thing I'd probably state is that my first time playing through on the GameCube, I got stuck at the Phazon mines. Because I was an idiot and would use the beam, the electro beam combo whenever. And the problem is that when you're like using the wave beam one, and you're fighting these guys, it does jack shit and it eats your missiles. When you could just, you know, power missile and save a lot of energy. I was a dumb kid. So I basically did not have a lot of energy. Could not easily gain back energy. And so I saved in a place that this was literally in the middle of the mines. And I had like 60 health. Just 60 health. Barely any missiles. Just like I think maybe about 20. And quite literally I was getting one shot. Because I went into the Phazon mines before picking up the gravity suit. The Omega Pirate. Shadow Pirates. Having the little invisibility thing. Flying Pirates. Their stupid-ass rocket backpack. Aqua Pirates. Phazon Elite, who's slowly being eaten by the Phazon. Meta Ridley, our good friend, the Purple Space Dragon. Hello. Metroids. One thing I don't think... The Hunter Metroid, which... He does appear at the final boss. Metroid Prime in her armored form. And as the core. And the soundtrack gallery is basically just, hey, look. Here's all the soundtrack. I'm pretty sure some of these don't show up until I beat the thing. Like, okay. But Let's see. What? Okay, what's next for this? Oh, Talon Overworld. Okay. But, the next game I've got is going to be a little less action-packed. No offense to everybody who's like, oh, more action, got to do. Trust me, I've got things lined up in a way that the next one, it's going to be much more like, okay, we're just doing it just to, okay, get it out of the way, stuff out. And, hey, now we've got another, like, Metroid Prime. So when Prime 4 comes out, will I play it immediately? Probably by myself. Depending on like how far, what games we're games we're playing for Friday, we may swap. Like we may do Prime, Metroid Prime 4. But that's when it comes out, which is probably going to be like mid to late this year, most likely. It's probably going to happen before they Switch 2, which is definitely going to be holiday season. Pretty sure. But yeah, that's actually it for tonight. We're probably just going to close it early for tonight. But next Tuesday, we will be picking up and playing The Invincible.
Okay, it is guaranteed that we're still Eddie-less next Tuesday.
Eddie-less Tuesday, at least. I don't know about Thursday.
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping, because come on, Eddie. I do have a couple of games already sitting there waiting for us to try them out after we do The Invincible. Which I know some people are like, wait, why are we doing The Invincible? And what is The Invincible? It's a very interesting walking simulator. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Based off of essentially somebody's love letter to like the 1950s golden age of science fiction by the same title, The Invincible. But as such, after that, I do have another game lined up, of which that one I'm going to keep a secret because, well, might as well keep. We'll probably finish up The Invincible fairly shortly, depending on how many extra streams we have, and maybe move on to a much more lengthier game. Outside of that, sorry for the very short stream this evening, but if you liked what you saw and want to support us, best way is spread the word. Share it with other people. If you prefer a much more direct method, there's always the subpoints here on Twitch or our Patreon. All of our streams are archived on our YouTube channel, which are in our bio. Well, and we do have some podcasts. And as such, they are all on all major platforms. So Google, Apple, Spotify. And they are, and we do have archives of most of our podcasts that we've shared. So if you want to give that a listen, because I know we're going to be trying to do a new podcast for our anime recommendations. So as such, thanks for joining. We hope you have a good evening, and hopefully you'll join us on Tuesday for the Invincible. Good night, everybody.
Good night.